Today, I want to talk about some of the things that have made me really, really, really happy and just enjoy life and feel like the luckiest girl in the world in the last 6 months. So, number one is meditation. I used to do meditation kind of here and there, not very consistently, but I've actually, in the last few months, I found this amazing meditation that really works for me. It's a transcendental meditation. 20 minutes a day has absolutely shifted my whole nervous system. My head is clearer. I feel calmer in those moments of panic, in those moments of like, when you get into a situation and you react to something and your nervous system goes into a bit of a frenzy and you're like, oh, it's all about to hit the fan. I've noticed there's now a space of it's okay. It's all okay. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything. The situation's not under your control. It's fine. Your role in this situation is just to be calm, be gracious, be patient. I cannot recommend this enough. And I have to say, maybe it's the transcendental meditation thing. Maybe that's the one that works for me because I have done meditation before and it has been effective, but nothing as profoundly as effective as transcendental meditation. I think because it really works to get me into that state for, a good 5 to 10 minutes a day or whatever. Also, I've noticed that my hormones, as a woman, your hormones fluctuate, and I've noticed that my PMS has gotten so much better. I used to get headaches. I don't get headaches anymore, thank God. Yeah, it's honestly been a game changer. Second, gentle exercise with 15 minutes of interval. And the other day, I actually heard that 15 minutes of interval training a day releases some sort of like youth gene. So it means that you basically don't age at all if you do that 15 minutes of interval exercising, which means like really intense, then slow, then intense, then slow, then intense, then slow for 15 minutes. And that's what I've been doing. I didn't realize I was doing that every day, but that's what I've been doing. Every day I go for a cycle. I have the Santander membership here in London, so I don't have a bike of my own, but it's super handy. I've got one outside my house. I go for a cycle for an hour. Sometimes, if I'm feeling like tired, I will go really slowly and be very gentle with myself. But it's the fresh air, it's the movement, it's the flow of oxygen to your brain. Like, it's all of it. It's not just physical exercise, it's the type of clarity of mind that you get from being out in fresh air. So that leads me to my third one, which is access to nature. So important. So important. And this is one I have been doing all my life. Access to nature is such a game changer. It brings so much life and so much peace into us. And sometimes when I have problems, I just kind of think, I don't know if this I don't know if this is really silly, but it makes me feel better. I just think the trees don't care about your problems. The sky doesn't give a shit. Like, it's just gonna do its thing. And I don't know why, but this makes me feel so much better that nature and all the little animals and all the little squirrels I see, they're just off doing their thing. And you kind of gain perspective. You're like, sometimes when a problem colors your whole world and you look at the world and nature and you just think, yeah, nature has no idea what's happening. Like, in this particular park or in this particular nature field, this problem doesn't exist. It has no context, it has no way of thriving or growing. And it's also the beauty when you start to actually look at and appreciate the complexity and the beauty of nature. It's honestly awe-inspiring. So if you have access to a park or a square, or just fill your house with plants, it just makes everything so much more beautiful. And I don't know. I don't know, I just love it. It really makes my life. Number four, and this one I've been practicing all my life. So this is something that I think has really, really contributed to making my life really a joyful journey, which is what I write about in my book. But just making sure that we are enjoying life as much as we can. So, to give you an example, I really don't like to clean. And occasionally I'll get into the spirit of like cooking. But it's, more like a once a month sort of like surge of energy that happens. But all the times in between, I know I need to eat healthy and I like to see what goes into my food, and therefore I like to prepare it. But I need to make it a ceremony. I need to make it, not a ceremony, but just like put on some nice music, put on a podcast, like really just like make a whole experience out of it so that I'm being stimulated, inspired while I'm doing this. So when I'm doing my cleaning, I will listen to a podcast. And I feel like as I'm cleaning, I feel like I'm also getting some mental stimulation and inspiration. And to go back to my point, I'm enjoying this time that realistically I will never get back, this time that I'm cleaning. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's actually giving me life while I'm doing something that would otherwise be draining my life and energy. So, yeah, so create a way to make the tasks that take away energy from you, to find a way to make them give the energy back to you. Number five is music, art, anything that appeals to your emotions rather than your logical state of mind. Game changer. I now have playlists on my phone that are for exercise, for inspiration, for working, for relaxing, for manifesting, like songs that inspire like new energy in me. That's something that I've always engaged in, but now that I'm conscious of the fact of how powerful I am as a manifester and how quickly things unfold for me, I'm very conscious about the music I listen to. I love, like everyone else, I love like love gone bad songs, but I have consciously stopped listening to those because yeah, some of it has played out in my life. So I now listen to classical music because it inspires me, it kind of uplifts me, and it stops my thinking. Like it creates this new energy and this new world that I can access, but it doesn't like stimulate all this like kind of negative and heavy emotion. You can use any type of art though. Art is so healing. Get some incredible like art into your house, or just doesn't need to be expensive, just stuff that makes you happy when you look at it. It's very simple, guys. It doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to make you happy. That is the power of art. That is the purpose of art. It's there to uplift you and yeah, make you feel something. Take your senses on a little holiday outside your own life and your own perceived problems and whatever's happening. Number five, I do not consume any mainstream media. I curate what I let in to my energy field, meaning that I don't listen to the news. I realize there's a lot going on in the world, and occasionally I'll hear about things, but in my mind, if I'm not part of the solution and like actually working towards finding a solution for this problem, then me consuming this stuff is only going to bring my energy down and make me less able to contribute to the world in a positive way. And on top of that, energetically, I'm actually adding to this problem because I'm now worried about it. Everything you put your energy into, you're actually contributing to that reality. So, for everyone who's out there talking about everything that's going on in the world, posting about it, writing about it, I think the more productive thing to do would be to find out what some possible solutions to that issue are, and there are. What's something you can do to help? Get your hands dirty and help. Align with the solution, or leave the subject alone. Those are because you're not helping by perpetuating that reality. It's just adding to the collective consciousness where that reality is a real big thing. Number 6 is surround yourself with beauty. I think we as humans appreciate beautiful things. We appreciate order. Yeah, we are artists. We are creators. And our external reflects the internal, and the internal reflects the external. And sometimes we can just uplift ourselves just by surrounding ourselves with beauty and order. It makes us feel like, I'm generally a very messy person, but I still don't function well in a mess. So I have to sort of force myself to clean and to make my living space really tidy. Yeah, and I love beauty. I love curating my life in that way. I love beautiful clothes. I love to surround myself with beautiful things, colors that I find beautiful, textures that I find beautiful. It makes a huge difference to your life. Find a way to express yourself, whether that's through like clothes. The clothes you wear can be so, so powerful in how you show up in the world, how confident you feel, how much you feel like yourself. Any type of creativity, even if you're like not in a career that's creative, find a way to express yourself creatively, because I think it's in all of us, and I think it can be very, very cathartic to have some sort of creative outlet for anyone. Number 7, gratitude. Guys, gratitude and affirmations. I mean, this shit works, people. This shit works, and it works fast. I have been saying to myself for the last month that I am the luckiest human alive. Just, I'm the luckiest human on a loop. I'm the luckiest. I heard this YouTuber talking about looping things in your mind, and that's what I've been looping. And honestly, that is what I'm feeling. That is like my baseline now. My baseline is I'm the luckiest human alive. That's the baseline. That's my jumping off point. When I find myself in any situation, that's where I kind of like spring back to. Just, I'm the luckiest person in the world. What's the other thing I've learned? I think the other game changer for me has been just being more gentle. Like, I used to be like, you need to be happy, you need to be happy, you need to be appreciative all the time. But I have been very, very, in the last maybe 6 months, since the beginning of the year, I've been very, very gentle with myself in terms of how I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling something and I know it's irrational, I will be gentle and be like, feel what you feel. It's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's fine. You don't need to make a story out of it. You don't need to, there's nothing to heal. You've recognized that what you're feeling bad about is probably irrational and it's not really anything to worry about. You've recognized that. We know it's irrational. We know it's nothing to worry about, but now it's okay. Feel the feelings. Feel like shit for a bit. And one of the things is, for me, I constantly have this guilt. God, it's going to become a problem when I'm a mama. Maybe that's one of my blocks, actually. Oh my God, I just discovered a block in real time. Yeah, I feel guilty about not being enough for people, not helping enough, not giving enough. Yeah, it's somehow I take it on as my responsibility, especially, well, when this applies when the people are very dear to me. When I see that this person's a good person, that they have a good heart, that they are pure, and I'm not able to be there as much as I want to be there for them, I feel this very heavy sense of guilt. And that's something I struggle with family as well. It's a constant kind of sense of I'm not doing enough, I'm not being enough. But I have been very gentle with myself in that way as well. If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. And it's okay. It's okay that I'm feeling that way. And I've noticed that I will feel it, it will be really intense. And then, at some point, something will distract me and I'll forget about it. So I think that is the other lesson. Let your feelings pass through you. Don't make stories about them. It's like this is something that I've been hearing for like 5 years, and only now do I viscerally understand what this means. What it means to feel your feelings and how intense and painful they can be in the moment, and sit with it. Just be there with the horrible feeling. But I promise you, it's not as bad as you think it is. So just sit with it, feel it, and at some point you'll be like, what am I having for dinner then? And this thing, you'll look back on it and you'll go, wow, I can't believe, that hurt as much as it did, because it was just over this one thing. And you get over it. Don't cling to things. Don't cling to emotions. Don't cling to people. Just kind of appreciate. Appreciate things while they're there. Don't cling to them, because nothing is forever. And the sooner we realize that, we just have to let everything around ourselves, including ourselves, just breathe and be, the kind of easier life gets. Just letting things go, honestly. Just let things come. Like, there's that quote that's like, my door is always open. Yeah, anyone, if you want to walk in, walk in. If you want to walk out, walk out. And I think I have had this in me for forever, probably, that I don't. Yeah, on some level, I'm definitely an old soul, and on some level, I do realize the impermanence of all of this. And yeah, I find it a lot easier, especially in the last year, to let go of relationships, even if they were close ones, even if they were really important relationships, dynamics in my life at some stage. I feel at peace to let things be as they are, and not to cling and not to force and not to try to make things into something they're just not, or something that they have evolved past very naturally. So yeah, letting go. What else do I do? I think we'll leave it there. That's it.